Tulshi Sen from Tulshi Sen Consulting, and Neil Thompson from Vancouver will be assisting me in this webinar. I'm in Toronto. And welcome to webinar number 3, Build Your Own Remote Control Business Online series. Hello, Neil. Are you there?
Good evening, Tulsi. Yes, I am here. Excited.
Thanks. Okay, here we go. And what we're going to do today is give you an idea. Today we are going to show you how really you can build a remote control business and how it works, and we'll continue from where we left off in number 2 webinar. But before we start, and before I give you the details of it, let me give you a new news that has just been announced. A $35 computer is paving way for solar-powered web surfing in villages. This is a bombshell. This is going to affect almost every life in the world. This is the news. India unveils prototype of $35 computer, paving way for solar-powered web surfing in villages. It further reads, it looks like an iPad, only it's 1/14 the cost. India has unveiled the prototype of a $35 basic touchscreen tablet aimed at students, which it hopes to bring into production by 2011. I'm going to skip this part. The tablet can be used for functions like word processing, web browsing, and video conferencing. Think video conferencing as well. It has a solar power option, too important for India's energy-starved hinterlands, though that add-on costs extra. You see, when computers are now available to everyone, and further in that news it says that by the time the government subsidized it, the students will get it for between $10 and $20. So everybody will have access to the world market, to the world's information. It is no longer going to be an obstacle, even for the poor boy or a girl in the poor countries, to say, I'm disadvantaged. Anybody who truly wants to make their lives free, prosperous, can do so. The obstacles are being brought down every day. Now, trapline and online. The Aboriginal ancestors have their trapline, which was their business. The fur was caught and sold or traded with the company that came from Europe. And now they have a trapline. It's no different. Today's trapline is also online. The question is, I was asked by one person, do you want a touchstone or gold? A touchstone is a stone that whenever you touch a metal with it, it becomes gold. If you have just gold, if you spend the gold, if you cash the gold in, that's all you have. But if you create a touchstone that will make any iron into gold, then you'll have gold forever. The business that we're showing you right now is creating your touchstone. This touchstone will give you the power to have the freedom, at least of wealth, at least of income, once you know it how. And you have to do it, especially when you are okay now. There's a Chinese proverb which says, dig a well before you're thirsty. Why? Because if you start digging a well when you're thirsty, even if there is water under the ground and plenty of water, you can't dig. You'll be too thirsty to dig and will end up dying of thirst. Now is the time, at least when we can sit down and watch this webinar. That means we still are not that thirsty to dig. So this is the time to start. And now that means build a new income source, even if you have an income. Build a new income source. Remember, there's an old saying, make hay while the sun shines. That really means that when the sun is shining, the grass is growing. Just don't lie on the grass and let the cows feed on the grass, because winter will come soon. So you have to take the grass and make them into hay, so your cattle can be fed when there is no grass growing and the snow has covered the grass, and the cows has to be fed, milk has to be made. So build a new income source while you have your day job, the same as dig a well before you're thirsty. And that way you can quit before you're fired, if you're ever fired. If you think you're going to be fired, you can quit before you're fired. This is the third of 8 webinars for the YEP 11 program. In the last webinar, we showed you how to build a business online from scratch. We also discussed how to develop ideas for products that you may want to start your business with. In this webinar number 3, we'll continue where we left off in creating new ideas with which you can build a business from scratch. We will show you how you can build a website in about 30 minutes and start making money. That's what I told you. See what we did. I didn't want to take time off, our one precious hour we have. So what we did, I took 17 to 18 minutes to create that video, how you can create a website, a blog, within less than 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes. I did it in 17 minutes, even when I was explaining as I showed you. You should go to YEP, www.yep11.com, and watch the video, and you'll be amazed how you can be creating your own website in matter of minutes, for free, no charge, and being seen around the world, and even can start making money. Because when things get easy, we don't do it. We think, it's not possible. But that's the way it is.
And for those, and just want to interject that it's on the blog page on YEP 11, if you want to go look for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go to yep11.com, click on the blog page, and there you will find all also a audio of mine where I explain what the whole thing is going to be about. Why the blog? With that blog, with that website, you can make money without selling a single product to anybody. Just remember. Thank you, Neil.
You're welcome.
Just remember this. Just remember this series of webinars. Just remember. These series of webinars are to show you the possibilities. That's it. Because building a business is a different thing. What we are doing is opening up your online eyes. You see it all around. You are using online every time you go on the web, on your browser, on the net. Everybody is selling you something. And how you can make this into your reality. You have to believe that you can do it. Part of this webinar is to make you believe that you can do it. You don't need special qualifications for that. You need the intense urge, a deep driving desire to do it. Yes, and it's because it's easy. You always postpone it for later. Don't. The world is not going to wait for you. The possibilities are immense and are waiting for you to be harvested. You know, you can sow the land. Most people sow, but they never harvest. In this webinar, we'll show you how you can be anywhere in the world. And I mean that. You can be anywhere in the world and start making money without having to buy, manufacture, or make any products. You can get started immediately. When I say in this webinar, in these series of webinars, these 8 series of webinars, build a remote control business of your own from anywhere. It is so important that you realize that. All the information is there. Putting them together and organizing it with that power, with that emotion, with that feeling will lead to your building your business. And you know, truly, you can relax. Last night, I was speaking to people in Asia from Toronto, Thailand, China, doing the same webinars. And they were so excited. One of them said, I was standing up and listening and watching. I had to sit down. And he's been a software programmer for close to 30 years. Most of the time you go to a restaurant and they give you a bill from a computer. He's one of the programmers who programs the software for those machines, most of them. Now, the office is wherever you are. Perfect for self-employed, freelancers, and SMEs. SMEs mean small to medium-sized enterprises. So you got your calendars there, everything, contacts there, tasks there, documents there, all your Excel documents, everything that you would need is on that computer, and you can carry it with you wherever you are. How do you do that? How do you make money without selling a product? Affiliates with the likes, affiliations with the likes of Amazon. You can put up Amazon on the side of your blog and the books you're selling, the products you're selling. You can make eBay as your affiliate. You can make go-to-webinars like what we are using right now to teach you. Every time somebody signs up for a free trial, you will end up getting about how many dollars, Neil? About close to $50.
Yeah, about $50, yes. Yeah.
More. Just to sign up to go to a meeting or go to a webinar for free trial. Last webinar I showed you how HostGator, which I'll come to it in a few minutes. You can sign up with Toys R Us. Anytime somebody goes to your blog where you have information about what's happening in your life or what's happening in the world, some sort of which we'll show you. You can sign up Toys R Us, Commission Junctions, ClickBank. We'll get there and I'll explain to you. It may mystify you now. Don't worry. We'll show you how easy it is just to get them on board. They will be glad to get on board if you are integrated. And you know the most of the important thing, you're not going to sell anything to anybody. People will buy from them and they will pay you and they will take care of the customers and you will get your check. Adsense. What is Adsense? Every time you go to Google or you go to a blog, you will see something like this. What is Adsense? Ads that are placed on the margins of your website by Google directly related to your content. Suppose you're writing about tourism in Moose Factory, or you're writing about fishing, you're writing about hunting, you're writing about the way building canoes, and in your blog, just the blog, and you're sending that information out to all the schools of all the worlds to come and visit you there with your little video in your blog. You know what? Google on the sidebar will place ads for you in respect to tourism. And anybody that comes in there, like this here, when anybody clicks on that ad, which you have always clicked, I'm sure most of you have clicked, say go moose hunting, and if you click on there, Google will pay you a preset amount of money at the end of the month or time frame. They'll send you a check. We'll show you that when you make your business plans and show you how step by step you can open an Adsense account, a Google account, how you can start your blog. We will take you step by step and we will literally hold your hand all the way. Not literally, we'll take you there.
And by the way, the Adsense program, there's not even a charge for that.
There's no charge. And you get paid instead. Can you imagine if you had to put advertising and sell advertising for your blog to the world? How much hard work you have to do? But with Adsense, you can access thousands of advertisers with minimal effort. That means you just have to write the articles or write the stories or you could be a storytelling blog, audio blog, video blog. Everything will show you. It is easy, absolutely easy. If you go to yep11.com and the blog there, you will see a sign for hosting services. That's an affiliate program. If you click there and sign up for $4.95 for the hosting service a month, we'll get minimum of $50. But you will not be charged a penny. You'll still be paying $4.95. We owe you nothing. You owe us nothing. And we're not selling you. We don't have to tell you do it. Signing up and maintaining relationships with advertisers is a full-time job. You don't have to do that. Luckily, Google AdSense does it for you. And there's no charge for that. If you hired a salesperson to go out and trying to sell your advertising for your magazine, for your blog, for your website, you have to pay him and you have to pay him commissions. Our advertisers range from global brands, from like Toys R Us, to small local companies in categories ranging from education to travel, mortgages to patio furniture, and just about, this is Google's own words, just about everything in between. Most of all, once you get started, the Adsense program requires virtually no maintenance. And that's the Google's own. That's why we put it in quotation marks here. Imagine you're getting all the work done for you. All you're doing is writing what you love to write, taking videos of what you like to make videos of, from fishing to hunting to building canoes, building cabins, to hard trekking, anything. Taking photographs to the digital camera and posting it up and making it, this is what we're doing. And kids in all over the world would love to know what's happening in a native village, a native town. And they'll come and see. For example, here's an example I'm giving you. This is the Nation Talk. Excuse me. Nation Talk here. See, this is about education. B, Modesto V Young Girls at Work. This is the blog for all the information about education. And Google has placed ads by Google, top Canadian university. Earn your degrees online with one of the Canada's top universities. See, Vancouver, career or college, full and part-time diploma program. Get your diploma fast, free, and you click there. The moment you click there, Google will pay to Nation Talk something there, some money. End of the month, they'll get a check from them. You will know for the value of each click will be preset and told you beforehand.
I could just make a comment there. You know, if you go back to that slide, the interesting
Yes.
thing you'll also notice, I did the Google on my computer here in Vancouver. And you can see that even Google has targeted the ads even for my location there. The ads
Yes.
are very targeted for even where the person is doing the Googling from, and plus the content of the page, the web page.
Yes, I'm going to add to that. Do you know why it's all Vancouver and the West Coast? That's because here, Vancouver, and over here, teacher certification, and you know, this is a screen clipping of it. If you did it from, say, if I did it from Ontario, this Google thing, it'd have come out from Ontario places.
Yes.
If you did it from England, it'll come out of English places. If you did it from Scotland, it'll come from Scottish places. Welsh, it'll come from Welsh places. If you did it from the United States, depending on which part of the United States you've come on, they'll come on. And Google does that automatically. So you don't have to go there. You don't have to sell anything to anybody and still make money. That is the charm and beauty of this business. And that's the hardest part of the business, is selling and being obligated to people who buy from you. In this business, that's why most of the business fails, because there's not enough sales. That is the charm and beauty of this business. You can do it from anywhere in the world. I could be sitting in Hawaii, or I could be sitting in Bangkok, Thailand. I could be sitting in Hong Kong. I could be sitting in Moose Factory. I could be sitting in Washkagonish, Waswanapi. It doesn't really matter. And I still will do business with the world. And in the internet, nobody is small. We'll show you how big companies, we'll show you how big companies will pay you for just doing what you love to do. This is the part of the business that is most charming. And you have absolutely nothing in the world to worry about. You know, you have to understand, this is the old ways. We've been so conditioned to the old ways that we can't believe it. But you know, that's the truth. That's the way it works today. And later on today in the webinar, I'll show you why we can't believe it. Last week, we showed you about businesses that you can get started. We will get right. We'll roll up our sleeves and start making business plans you can think about. And like, for example, you can get business plan for a t-shirt business. Like you design your own t-shirt. Business t-shirts designing. And we showed you last week, you should go back and revisit the webinar number 2, where I showed you how online you let your customer design their own t-shirts with their own wordings, with their own designs, with their own pictures, back, front, with their own colors. And then they click and send you the order along with the payment. And that payment comes to you and you click and you send the same design to the manufacturer. He could be in Toronto, or he could be in New York, or he could be in Timmins. Or he or she will make it, that company will make it. Then ship it out to your customer, sending you a message how it was shipped, and probably give you the tracking number, the postage tracking number or UPS tracking number for you to track result. And you know what? All you did was to get the website built. Have that software. We will do it with you when we make your business plan. It is amazing. It is, see, the old days, you have to think of getting a machine, a screen printing machine, learning the machine. There'll be a breakdown. You get an embroidery machine to do the hats and all that stuff. And then you have to learn, and you have to hire somebody to do it, and you have to pay salaries. Oh, then you have to rent a place, and then you have to get electricity, all kinds of work. Over here, you play it smart. You get a website. You make manufacturers your suppliers. You send them the design. Yes, the hassle of doing it, you give it over to them. You will not make 100% profit or 50% profit. You may end up making 30% or 40%, but you will do it because you don't have the hassle. The percentages are different. It'll depend on the product and timings and everything else. But you have nothing to lose. No risk on machines, no risk on products, stocking. You don't have to stock a single t-shirt. You do not have to carry any inventory of any t-shirt. And yet, if you see here, you'll have all the t-shirts and every kind of hats, all the documents, and in their catalog, you'll have everything. You can go to the Sonic Shack and see it for yourself. Hundreds of colors and style, shirts, hats, and more. Then you can, last week we showed you, also you can start your clothing line. One of the business plans that we can go into it is like fashion enthusiasts. Let's look at it here. Fashion design software. You get a software and you can sit in front of your computer and design your own clothing line. Like, for example, here. And then how you start, and then that software will show you how to start your own line. Then after you finish your line, you'll find the garment factories. Then you go learn how to design. Then you go to line sheets and spec sheets you can make. That's nothing. You actually college schools use this. And fashion superstore, how you can create your own fashion superstore. And you can sell it through the web, or you can sell it to people around the world. With the native clothings, merge the fusion of modern clothings. You can create fantastic blouses, shirts, jeans. You can have a fusion of native and aboriginal native and modern clothings, more Western clothings. That, and we can create a whole business plan around it, and you can take it to a youth coordinator. She or he will work with you, and we will work with you together. These designs, you can, this is the idea, Digital Fashion Pro, fashion design software. Even the factory, you make a sample, and when the sample is done, you show it around. You pick up the orders, the different sizes they want. Send the fashion out to, send that order out to the factory. They make it and they ship it to your customer, or ship it to you. You give it to your customer because you want to feel proud about it. You can have your own label. You can make your own fashion name. There's endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. You can, like last week again, we showed you, you create your own record label. That means you can take a videograph. You can take your own, you can make your own video music. Right on Moose Factory, Moosinee, on James Bay. You can go onto the boat, and you can record even the music of nature along with songs of yours, and put it on record, and that record, how you can take it to the marketplace and worldwide, how you can put this up in Amazon. You can publish it through Amazon, and Amazon will sell it. How you can put it up in CD Baby. There's immense possibilities. Though I told you this last week, I'm showing you these 8 webinars are not to put you in business tomorrow. For you to get started, you have to be fully organized. This is the silver program. This is where you know what you want to do. You figure out what you want to do. Then you go to your youth coordinator and say, look, I want you to do this. You'll probably need a little further training in managing this. And that will be the part of the business plan. Like affiliate plan I was showing you. If you go to this affiliate plan here, you go to www.yep11.com, and that thing you will see there. You can, if somebody comes and clicks, and even if one click and uses the $4.95 to host, and they don't pay us anything, they don't pay you a penny, they pay HostGate or that. They get the service. It's a deal of a deal, $4.95 for hosting unlimited bandwidth. Is it unlimited bandwidth, Neil?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
You better check it out.
Yeah.
Unlimited usage for one domain name. That is a deal. But now, you're not obligated. If you go and use it, you're not obligated to me. I'm not obligated to you. But I'll still make $50 though you paid $4.95. How does it work? Very simple. They know that anybody that goes in and signs up for it may be paying $4.95, but they'll stay there forever. Every year, year after year. So they think the first time they pay you the money, that is their investment. These are huge companies. You can start your own TV network. It's so easy today with one single good camera. We'll put it in the business plan that you can get a very good camera, lighting system, and you can be your own, you can start your own news network, or you can start your own talk shows, or you can start your own, even soap opera, you can start playing that. You can do all kinds. You can interview elders, or you can interview youths, you can interview teachers, and TV network, and the whole community will be. So now you can come and see my interviews, my talk shows, my news, You can be an eye reporter. And when you write the blogs, each time you write a blog, it's a page of a book. And you compile them together. You write a blog on my experiences in the trap line, my experiences in moose hunting, my experiences in building a canoe by myself, my experiences in bird watching. Each is a book. You can start your own radio station. I know I'm repeating this, but I'm reminding you from the third webinar that you will need a business plan. You will need a plan, a marketing plan. You need a plan of action. And that is what we are going to help you through your coordinator, through the YEP program. We'll show you. Online storytelling. It's a business. Parents are too busy. And you know what? There are a lot of mothers who would love to stay home and tell story to their child and then make it a business because they can put it up. They don't have to charge anybody. They can pay to make a blog. Today I'll be telling stories and Google will be putting Adsense ads there. So the whole community, all the First Nations can log into your website certain time and listen to your stories that the mother is telling the story to the child. And every child can listen to the story, even foreign children will love to hear your stories. And you're not charging them even. You can put AdSense ad, you can have affiliate programs next to it, and you know what? It'll be fun. So you have to feed the goose that lays the golden egg. Don't kill it. There's a story. The story is very simple. There used to be a old farmer, and he was very poor, and he didn't have money. So one day he was passing by his goose and saw that the goose had laid a golden egg. And he picked it up. He didn't believe it. He said, "What is the matter? It's not real." So he took it to the jeweler just out of curiosity. The jeweler looked at it and he said, "This is the best gold I've ever seen." The farmer said, "You want to buy it?" He said, "Yeah." The jeweler said he sold it. He came back home with a handful of toys for his kids and his grandkids, and then he came and fed his family so well. The next day he came, he saw that the goose had laid another golden egg, like what you see. So he took it back to the jeweler bought it, and he was absolutely rich. The third day he came, and he said, "Boy, I've got another egg." So he went back and sold it. Then he got a little worried. He said, "I better take all the eggs out of the goose right now before the goose dies or it goes, or somebody else steals it, or it stops laying it." So he takes the goose, holds his neck and lops up his neck and puts his hand through the neck to find the egg. There was none. And that's how we sometimes kill the goose that lays the golden egg. This business is the touchstone, the goose that will lay the golden egg. You have to feed the goose that lays the golden egg. Feed the goose that lays the golden egg. Don't kill it. And we also have to raise our belief level. You know, sometimes we feel intimidated by these businesses, and we feel that this is not for us. And that's true. I used to feel that way when I started off years and years and years ago. I came from India and I saw all these people, smart people, doing all kinds of smart things. But when I was a kid, my father took me to watch some elephants on the riverbanks. They were carrying logs. from the river and loading it up and piling it and putting it on a transport truck. And you know, the strongest and the biggest mammals on earth. But yet it was tied in a 3.5-foot pole at night. I'll show you. It was tied to a 3.5-foot pole at night. Why? Because it won't run away. They didn't. This huge, gigantic elephant that can pull down trees, that can load up trees, just like that. That little chain on one leg, and it could have pulled that 1.5-foot pole right out of the earth. But it doesn't. Why? Because when it was a baby, it wanted its mother. The mother was working, pulling out the logs. When it becomes a giant, it's still held by the 3.5-foot pole. See the logs, the huge logs they carry? And yet, if you see very carefully, or see my pointer here, that's the 3.5-foot pole they're tied to. That leg is tied to 1 foot. And to a little tiny pole here, 3.5-foot pole stuck there. That is the amazing part. You see the log here. You see the huge log here. And one on top of the other, it piles it up. We have to uproot our 3.5-foot pole. We've been told we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that. We feel sometimes too small to do many things that anybody can do. Our belief level has to be there. We have to take that 3.5-foot pole and free us from that mindset. Yes, you can do it. I'm sure you can do it. I went through the same thing, and don't feel small if you do, because most people have gone through that. Internet business is freedom. It is prosperity. It is only a 3.5-foot pole away. It is only a 3.5-foot pole away. Let's embrace freedom like Uemada did in 2000, which I showed you in last webinar number 2. I'm just going to go through that just to remind you. Just imagine the possibility. Here's an example of what is happening in the world today. The example you're about to see was reported in the Newsweek magazine. After you see this, your mind will open up to a new world of possibilities. Uemada, name Yoshiko Uemada, age 27, occupation housewife and internet entrepreneur. This is how the world operates today. Newsweek reports. Liberated by the internet. Empowerment can come in small packages. Just ask Yoshiko Uemada, a 27-year-old housewife who runs a business between diaper changes and feedings at a suburban Kobe home. Her modest liberation began when 6 months pregnant, she took up online shopping to avoid long treks to the department store. Think, how many mothers today can free themselves from dependency? A passion for gardening soon yielded an inspiring discovery. Nobody in the internet was selling yesayu or living bouquets. She filled that niche last November when she launched her e-business. Green Ribbon, and began offering live flower arrangements shipped by parcel delivery service across Japan in rustic soil-filled baskets. It's definitely not a high-volume operation, as her homepage informs visitors. Her duties as a stay-home mom limits her output to just 5 arrangements per day. You can choose your hours, you can choose your time, you can choose your market. You're free. I work when I find time, mostly when my children sleep, she says. My customers understand. Don't forget, one internet year today is equal to 15 calendar years. What are you waiting for? You don't have to leave home. You can be with your kids and your grandkids and still make a powerful living. Let me tell you finally a life-changing story. This story is very important for you to understand. This is the story of a destroyer, a ship, one of the second largest ship of the United States. It was in Canadian waters. And they saw from in the dark, it saw a light in front. And they thought there was another ship in front. And it wanted the ship to move out. And this is Mike McConnell, the Director of National Intelligence, in March 2008 in the US. He opened his remarks to Johns Hopkins University's Foreign Affairs Symposium with a lighthouse story, claiming, now this is true. I was in the signals intelligence, because where you listen to the people talk and so on. This is true. It is an actual recording. And here's the transcript. Listen to this very carefully. It is very important for all of us to understand why it is so important. After we finish the story, it'll take 1 minute and you'll know. This is the actual transcript of a U.S. naval ship with Canadian authorities off the coast of Newfoundland in October 1995. This radio conversation was released by the Chief of Naval Operations on 10/10/95. The Americans are making radio signals. Please divert your course 15 degrees to the north to avoid a collision. They saw another ship out there. Canadians replied, recommend you divert your course 15 degrees to the south to avoid a collision. The Americans replied, this is the captain of a U.S. Navy ship. I say again, divert your course. Can you imagine? Canadians, no. Reply, no, I say again, you divert your course. The Americans, this is the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, in the second largest ship in the United States fleet. We are accompanied by 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and numerous support vessels. I demand that you change your course 15 degrees north. That's 15 degrees north, or countermeasures will be undertaken to ensure the safety of this ship. That was an outright threat. Canadians replied, this is a lighthouse. Your call. This is a lighthouse. Your call. The world will not change how it does business. It is the lighthouse. It is that we have to change our course. Thank you very much. And understand this, that unless we raise our belief level and change the way we do business, we will be directly in a collision course, no matter how powerful we are. Abraham Lincoln could be accompanied by the destroyers, and they mistook the lighthouse to be a ship. And they say, we are going to take countermeasures and blow you off the face of the earth. And if you see here, this is the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln, the second largest ship in the United States fleet. We are accompanied by 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and numerous support vessels. I demand that you change your course 15 degrees north That's 15 degrees north, or countermeasures will be undertaken to ensure the safety of the ship. The Canadians reply, this is a lighthouse. Your call.
You know, and just to add to that, is in line with the internet online business. When you capitalize everything, that means you're yelling.
Yes. It's your call. It's your call now. Next week, let's start again. Next webinar, let's start again, and we'll continue. This is only the third. We have 5 more to go. Good night.
Good night.
See you again.
Good night.